last week. On the Lords of Grantham podcast, we were talking Bridgerton, Season 4, Episode 6. In the episode, we finally saw Lady Bridgerton and Lord Marcus Anderson get engaged. Yep, they are going to get married. We also saw Queen Charlotte give the okay to Lady Danbury retire and move on. She also told Penelope, you don't need to be whistled down anymore. You can move on. And then we also saw Sophie and Benedict going through it. They're no closer to being together. And also, something's up with John Stirling. It looks like he had some headaches and maybe dead. We'll get to that and more this week on the Lords of Grantham podcast.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be.
And we're back to the beyond. Corey, what is going on?
I don't know if I'm beyond.
That's the name of the episode.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's so funny. With the way they auto-play these episodes on Netflix, you really have to look it up to see what the name of the episodes are. Kudos to them for carrying it on, though. They don't have to, but they do. That's nice of them.
Yeah. I mean, Julian Fellows doesn't even try.
No. He's just like, here's another one. But, Dave, I don't know if there's that much news to report on our other shows, man. We're just
big news for Gilded Age.
Is there?
Yeah, we got a whole new whop of cast members.
Well, Dave, you are ahead of things. You're beyond things than me. So
Okay,
you
hold
have
on.
at it.
Let me see how I can navigate this because the internet has everything behind a paywall. So I didn't have this open.
No.
Okay, I'm just going to read what I can until it cuts me off. We have Turner is now promoted to the main cast.
So the devious once maid who married a rich man who popped up again last season and reignited her relationship
With Oscar.
as a mercenary with Oscar is back as a full-time character. Okay.
And then Jim Gaffigan,
The comedian.
the comedian joining the cast of the Gilded Age.
Chicken nuggets? His whole bit about chicken nuggets?
The Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets. I'm sorry.
It's like a 20-year-old bit. I think it's okay that you don't remember it. Elizabeth Marvel, I don't know who that is. Is she in? Should I know this person?
I swear I've heard that name before. I've seen her in things. But...
Homeland?
Oh, it's her. Yeah. I know Elizabeth Marvel. She's in a lot of stuff.
Dallas Roberts, another new...
I thought I'd said it on our group chat of the Lords of Grantham Lounge. I thought that guy died. I know he's an actor. I've seen him and stuff. I don't know why I thought he was dead.
He's 55 years old. He's in a lot.
Yeah, I just thought I read a news article that he died. I don't know. Glad to see he's alive. Elizabeth Marvel, she was in Fargo the second season, Dave.
Okay.
So she may be reuniting with Carrie Coon there.
And Andrew Burnap, who was in Snow White. I don't know who he plays. He went to Yale. He's from Rhode Island, so he's a Northeastern boy. We're in.
Was he one of the dwarves or something?
I don't know. Let's take a look.
People look forward to
he's Jonathan. He does not have a lot to his name.
Who is Jonathan in Snow White?
I don't know, and I'm not going to look right now.
The second week where maybe we pitch, do we watch fairy tales with princesses? Is this what people want us to watch?
I am totally unopposed to a deep Disney dive on Patreon, just because the movies are really short, and I haven't seen them since I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, this guy, apparently, he was created as a love interest for the new Snow White movie that no one saw.
Poor Jonathan.
But he was a leading character in it, so I guess it is a big get for the Gilded Age for whenever it returns.
Yeah.
And I did lie, Dave. There's one other piece of news.
Okay.
The Foresight saga that is coming to PBS soon has already been renewed for a third season.
A third season? Oh, God.
Yeah, they have only just wrapped filming the second season, which will air later this year overseas. But they are so confident in that show, they're like, let's go for 3. And I know we were already saying, let's maybe write it off.
So this show has already aired overseas, or has not?
The first season has already aired overseas.
And it's lukewarm, right? It's not...
Well, from the people who matter to us, they've told us that they were lukewarm.
And those people told us not to watch Bridgerton, so...
I don't know. Decisions.
Couple little quick things to hit on before we get into the episode. Our good friends at Highclere Castle Gin, we've collaborated with them in the past, and hopefully this piece of news that they've announced indicates maybe we'll collaborate with them in the future. They have a peach rose gin that is coming out soon. And for anyone that's had their signature blue bottle, this one is the same looking bottle but pink, very elegant. Sounds delicious, and I can't wait to drink it. And
yeah, the bottle itself had me interested in trying it out, just looking how pretty it was.
Yeah. And then last little bit, we didn't publicly say this, but recently, in the past few weeks, I don't know exactly when because I don't keep track of my email that way, we hit 400 episodes, Corey.
Jeez. And we are not stopping.
We are not stopping. We're debating. We're having a discussion with you right now about the Forsyth saga and what to do with it. So you just know there's plenty of gas in the car.
And I know there's people who are just tuning in because Downton Abbey, the grand finale, has made its way to Netflix, and it was in the top 10 this past week. So there's people who may be just listening to that episode now because they only just got the grand finale. So welcome aboard if you're just listening to us.
Yeah. And I think with all that being said, we need to don our mourning attire and go to the ton on maybe the most down episode of any show we've watched.
Well, I mean, to start off, yes, we're starting with a funeral, but no whistle down to lighten the mood to start or set the mood. Did you notice that, Dave? Did it impact you?
Well, and of course I noticed it because you were tired, but it did. I'm under the assumption we're getting a new whistle down at some point or a new gossip figure, and I'm glad it wasn't now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like they lined it up just perfectly. Like, you know what? This episode is one where we don't need someone making puns and winking at us because we're talking about a death in the family. It was like, wow, they really planned ahead for that one. Or it's as if they maybe injected that scene from last week or at the end of last week just to be like, well, you know what? That's a good time to kill John Stirling.
We don't need to. We don't need to have the gossip column going on over this family crying.
No. And so, yeah, Francesca's in the black veil. You know what that means. It means, yes, indeed, John Stirling did not pee the bed. He is dead.
Yep. Your predictions were wrong.
I was hoping for the best, but no, he's gone.
Just a shameful day. Nope.
No, and they got to speak at the funeral. Tony's already gone. He's already left. We got the one Jonathan Bailey appearance. I didn't realize it would be that short-lived. And he really just came in to lay on Benedict last week and said, that's it. I'm gone.
I'm traveling.
Yeah, I got to go film something for Wicked or Jurassic Park or I don't know. I'm busy.
Also, I mean, just the kayfabe here of there's a massive death in the family. They don't even, they say, Tony's gone, so he can't do this.
Yeah.
What about Simon?
That's true. There's no reference to, like, where is Simon and Phoebe here? What you call it? Or was it Daphne? I'm sorry, I got the actress's name confused with her. Yeah, no mention. And who we have left to speak is Benedict, who I don't recall him having a strong relationship ever with John Stirling.
Well, I don't think anybody truly has a strong relationship with John Stirling because he's kind of a one-trick character, right? He's not like, there's not a lot of depth going on with what we get from John Stirling. He's an oddball who loves Francesca. Right.
He's a new guy who showed up on the scene last year, and they had one, I think, bachelor outing in season 3, right? Where they're like welcoming him to the family. And that's about all we got in terms of actual, like, much time between Colin and Benedict. And so there's so many references this episode. They're doing a lot of heavy lifting here. The brother saying, he wasn't just a good man, he was the greatest man. And it's like, well, you sure as hell didn't spend much time with him. If he was the greatest guy to hang with.
We're assuming that they had a lot of fun off screen.
It's true. It also kind of strikes me, whenever someone passes, you only just speak in, like, the positive about them. You don't say anything negative. And then you kind of over-embellish the positive sometimes about people who maybe just didn't earn it. Not to say that John Stirling didn't earn it, but I'm just saying, I don't know about this relationship, like, justified how effusive they were in praising him.
Yeah.
Anyways, rest in peace, John Stirling.
R.I.P. We hardly knew you.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a two-hander, if you will. I feel like there's a few little low-hanging fruits that we can swat away, but this episode mostly hinges on Sophie and Benedict, and John's the aftermath of his passing.
Yeah. Well, I'll say one thing. Last week I was wondering to see what Danbury's reaction will be to the news of Lady Bridgerton being engaged to her brother, who we sometimes, I think, call her cousin, but he's her brother. She's okay with it. Perfectly cool.
Yep. You thought she was going to be upset.
I mean, didn't she have like a whole like fly in the ointment about it, like with Lady Bridgerton being close to her? Am I hallucinating that connection once upon a time?
I think when he first showed up, she's like, "Don't get involved with this guy. He's a bit of a cad." But I don't think it was in a sense like there's something you don't know about my brother. I think it was more along the lines of like, "Don't come to my town, John, and mess up stuff with my friends." But then clearly, he loves her,
and she's okay with it. So, good for them. The only update there is Lord Marcus is saying, we should probably, or maybe it's Lady Bridgerton. She's like, we should pause this, and they're like, they come to a mutual agreement. Let's pause this until like the death blows over. We can tell everyone after the fact. Yeah, good call. Save it for the season finale.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the Queen for a little bit, just sort of
for one scene,
making peace with her decision making.
Mm-hmm. She's noting that she misses Whistledown, and that's where you're saying, like, maybe a new Whistledown comes about because she's like, I miss her writing. I have nothing to do. She has no hobbies. Danbury's still serving out the remainder of her 2 weeks there.
Yep.
And Alice Mondrich is there to kind of give her some company. I love the hair. She's got like a bird cage on her head. The Queen.
Symbolic, perhaps, of all the people in her circle.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta let them go.
Yeah, they're all caged in. But that's it. The Queen is just kind of like bereft this week. She doesn't know what to do with herself.
Mm-hmm. So I think that really leaves us with the Stirling and the Sophie.
Yeah, let's talk about Michaela. Because like in the immediate aftermath of that funeral and they're having the wake, Michaela says it all feels morbid. And this isn't how John Stirling would probably want to have this go. He's a Scottish guy. He'd like to have a little bit more of a flair to it. Mm-hmm. Francesca's not ready to hear that, though. She is very much caught up in the moment. She's trying to distract herself, talking about biscuits with her siblings.
Yep.
Head's not in the game.
Well, she's very locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the kind of thing that if you've been around death at any point in your life, the loss of a family member, there's always that one cousin, brother, sister, parent that's like, full speed ahead. We got to make sure everyone's stomach is full. We got to make sure the everything's going according to plan. And you just want to stop them and shake them by the shoulders and be like, you can be upset, but the people don't want to hear that. They just want to keep moving. And Francesca is under the assumption that she will just move through her grief and emerge when she emerges, but not how grief works.
No, and to the point that she even says he left a parting gift. She's pregnant.
This is rough.
Yeah, we get the return to Dundas. I know we're big fans of Dundas.
Not thrilled with Dundas coming back.
He can't get out of his own way, because he's telling us, there's a will and we got to sort this all out. But when she claims that she's pregnant, he's like, well, suddenly there's a procession here. If you still got a kid, this will sort a lot of stuff out for us.
And Benedict is like, enough. She's going through so much right now.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it as it is. Like, give her some time.
Because Dundas says we got to open her up. We got to take a look in there, take a gander.
Yep.
See if she got any baby.
And Dundas is Teflon. I don't like this guy because of how soulless he is in this moment, where clearly she's in mourning. Clearly it's early. She said it's only been a couple days since she missed her period, and Dundas is like, we got to look. And he's like, trust me. The faster we do this, the better it's going to be. And it's not any better because, unfortunately for our girlfriend, nothing. It's not. You're not pregnant.
Right. She just missed a few, of her movements, and it came back. You could tell, though, as soon as he said, we got to check on this, immediately she got stressed out. Like she didn't believe that she could actually back up what she was saying.
Now, this is I think so. I have been told via the internet and my girlfriend that there are, in the books, this loss happens later in the pregnancy. But the show, I think that's actually very mature and respectful of the show to not go through that kind of suffering later. Like, that's a real pain to deal with that. So, interesting to even introduce it as a 15-minute plot. Like I understand what they're trying to do, because they're trying to basically beat Francesca so deep into the ground that she kind of has a refresh and can start over and have a phoenix rise into her new life later on in the show. Whether that begins next week or whether that begins next season, we'll see. But they're really trying to let you know, like, all the good that should have happened to this young woman who has been a doting, albeit uninterested, romantically wife. Like, she's got nothing to show for it.
I feel for her, because it just feels cruel in that moment. Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's her way of, like, she's just trying to find some way of honoring John Stirling. Because I also get the feeling from Francesca, from the marriage and stuff, because she says it, like, they never had the kid, like, she never could properly fulfill him, And there's a certain guilt, I think, that she even feels afterwards, that she just was never the wife that she was supposed to be, and all these people feel bad and stuff. And I don't know, there's like a little bit of trying to process it all, imposter syndrome a little bit, and like, it's just tough. And she did love him in her own unique way, and it's just a lot for her to just figure out. But yeah, again, Michaela's pushing for this, like, we need to throw like a celebration, and Francesca says, no, he's dead and gone. We can't have a circus going on. So what else happens in between that? It's really just Francesca is with Eloise and Penelope, and that's where Francesca says she wishes, what is it? She's like, she needs something to steady herself, and oh no, that's when she tells them that she's pregnant. Sorry, there's a lot of just wallowing in this episode.
Oh, that's what I mean. This is like a really dark, sad, downbeat episode, and classic pre-finale. We're really beating us down with this emotional weight of everything going on.
Long episode too.
Yeah.
And Benedict is like apologizing to her, saying like he should have been more compelling to Dundas. To which, I don't know, he was going on pretty hard on Dundas there. Like, come on, dude.
Dundas is unbreakable.
It's true.
He gets his way.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing about everybody sort of being reassuring is not what Francesca wants to hear, because in Francesca's head, she's failed. Even though, as everyone says, like, he loved you and you were his prize. Like, that's all you needed. You didn't get a kid, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Like, you provided him joy, you provided him happiness, you provided him companionship. That's good. You're all right. Yeah. But I think the grief process...
She lit up his world in one that's insufferable for the rest of us, says Benedict.
Mm-hmm. And we see Lady Bridgerton tries to comfort Francesca, and Francesca's like, look, you had 8 kids.
Yeah.
Dad lives on, and 8 of us roaming the earth, many of whom didn't want to come to my husband's funeral. But we're all here. I have nothing. As if that's such a, metric of success. I think that's the one thing when there's like a roadblock on what you think your future should be, and you just hit it and you can't get through it. It's like heartbreaking, and you totally see where Francesca's coming from.
Totally. But it's after those conversations though, she comes back around to Michaela saying, we should celebrate his life, Yeah,
she's done being, really sick and tired of being sick and tired.
And they get some Scottish Highland dancers. They have a whole stag. People celebrate with their dance partners.
Very well, they start doing this like round of speeches, to which I was, obviously Michaela comes and makes her point, talks about how great John Stirling was. He was her favorite person, confidant. Great Michaela. You know, like she pulls Francesca out. And I think this is what we're going to see going forward with these two. Especially as they navigate being cut off from a potential future. Because they're no longer, the heir needs to be found. You know, like with Francesca not being pregnant, we got to go through this whole Matthew Crawley gimmick and find who's the new Lord Stirling. So
we'll see.
There's all this, you know, Francesca makes a really nice speech. And in my head, I was watching this, looking at this group of people, and I was like, better not be Colin who stands up. Who stands up? Colin. With empty words.
The most emptiest words ever. He was the greatest guy here. Colin this year, after leading season 3, really is like the most thankless character. They got nothing to do with him. Nothing at all.
And he's the one. I mean, no disrespect to the actor who plays Colin. He's the one who Luke Newton is not in Jurassic World 5. Luke Newton is not in Dungeons and Dragons 2 and all these movies. You should be kissing everyone's feet saying, write me a better plot.
Well, to that point, though, I mean, it was nice seeing Tony last week, but give it to Colin to do that role. He has nothing else going on. Let him be the guy to come in and say, like, hey, Benedict, I'm watching you for the past few weeks or whatever. What's going on, man? Like he's
or a united front or something like that.
Yeah, and even then, Lady Bridgerton doesn't even trust Colin to really even go to him to tell him, like, hey, check on your brother. Like, what? Okay, Lady Bridgerton. Tell us how you really feel about your kids. We just know he likes doing it in a carriage.
That's his whole gimmick this season is like, does it in a carriage with his wife and also says BS to his male friends at the bar and at funerals. He's just like a bad quote machine.
Right, and like I know Tony is the guy who's going to inherit everything, or he is the future of the family with his kids and stuff. But again, he's not always around, so just let Colin do something. But with that, that's the end of that plot, pretty much.
Well, we also get before everyone dances, Francesca speaks up, and she gives a very heartfelt speech about how much John meant to her, and then we sort of get into the stag dance as they call it, and it's very counter, like it's a nice yang to the yin of the usual Bridgerton gimmick, where it's like everyone does this really ugly looking dance where it's very rudimentary and there's just make a fool of yourself and laugh and drink and have fun, and you can tell like this is what it's about, like this is how we make connections. It's not by breaking down these walls, and you see Francesca realizes that. So only way to go for her is up.
You'd hope so. I mean, this is pretty much like rock bottom. But she handles herself well. She acquits herself well in that moment there.
Mm-hmm. And we did. Sophie helped her out in the funeral. She's like, "Come on, your hair is messy. Let's go take some time."
She's hanging around because, with the death in the family, she can't just bounce on the Bridgertons. Mm-hmm. But we do see that she talks to Alfie like, what about my role with the Penwoods? Is that still going to happen? And Alfie says, oh, no, they couldn't wait for you, so they hired someone else. Yep. And she's like, what? And he says, well, I know there's this one family. They're leaving for America in a few days. So if you're interested in that, that's your ticket out of here. And obviously that causes some consternation for her because, like, do I really want to go to America? Does anyone really want to go to America right now? I don't know.
In this political climate, 1890, whatever year this takes place.
Exactly. But she's like, okay, all right, I can do this. I can take this job on. The problem is, timing is not on her side, Dave.
No. Because she's lost her necklace, number one. The one piece of her mother that she had with her for all these years is MIA.
Yep. And the Penwoods already have an idea that Sophie's at the Bridgertons. They just can't confirm it. They didn't get an invite to the funeral. How come is that? So they need to figure out a way to confirm this.
So Varley. They tag in Varley.
Yeah.
Lady Araminta, Lady Penwood.
We do see Benedict and Sophie talking for a minute there of like, hey, I'm just sticking around for the minute. And if I don't see you again, goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of treading water until we're not treading water.
Exactly.
Yeah, so...
But go ahead.
Where were we? Yeah, Lady Araminta Gunn is very on edge about the fact that she's got to suss out where Sophie may be. So she says that she's going to go with Rosamond to this meeting with this man who might propose. And she says, Posey, why don't you stay here? Because she knows that Posey's a little puppy dog energy. Posey's going to where the good people are. And she says, Varley, you tell her you're leaving too. And Taylor. But Posey outsmarts us. Posey climbs out the window.
While she's in the room alone.
And goes to see our girl Sophie. Sneaks in to see her. And the two have, like, I love Posey. She's such a good character. She's so fun.
She means so well.
And she basically opens up and says, like, you gotta go. Like, you know, my mom is onto you and wants to get you for these shoe clips that I gave you.
Which are sold and long gone. You barely got
any
money for
counterfeit,
them.
allegedly.
Yeah. But then Sophie says, well, I'm going to be in America in 4 days. So just hold tight. I'll be gone forever. And it's, you know, I feel for them in that moment where Posey's like, I'm going to miss you. And she's like, yeah, I'll miss you too. It's like the closest thing she has to a sister, essentially.
Yeah, they're basically stepsisters. And Rosamond is not cool to Sophie, so it makes sense.
Right. We also get a moment of Varley wondering where she's run off to, Posey, because she's like, she went out the window? What? And then we get a scene where then Lady Araminta's like, where did she go? And she's like, I don't know. She hopped out the window. How was I supposed to tail her? And so they're a little stumped for a second. On we know she went to see Sophie. Well, how do we do this? How do we get that out of her?
Yeah. Now, I guess we can just talk all about Lady Gunn of it all. She's just talking about Sophie being at Bridgerton House, and she like kind of puts Posey on the spot. And she's like, look, I was a lot like you before I got married, and then Sophie ruined it. Like, Sophie complicated my whole life and changed everything for me. And then here she is running around potentially at Bridgerton House, and she stole from me, and now I want her brought to justice. This can't stand. And then Posey being the, you know, puppy dog that she is.
She appeals to her by saying, you know, how she reminds her of herself. Yeah.
Before she was corrupted by marriage and life, she could be
as it corrupts all of us.
Thoughtful as Posey.
It corrupted me.
It corrupted Rosamond.
Yeah.
It's already corrupted Rosamond, the expectation. So Posey fesses up and says, well, she's going to America in a few days. And you see Lady Gunn's like, I just got to, you know, trim this branch ASAP. And I feel like in this moment we're starting to see, like, all this illegitimate talk is too important to, you know, it's not just about hiding her. It's about hiding something about her.
Right. There's something of value to Sophie that I think she's worried about, really.
So we got to get her locked up. She cannot be a factor in this.
But and Lady Araminta's speech to Sophie when they're on the couch together, you know, about that, you know, mothers are cruel and they're untrue and you wouldn't have survived without yada yada. That's when Posey says she's taking a job in America and she'll be on a ship in 2 days. I'm going to miss her. You know, you don't have to worry about her. She's not going to be a problem or anything like that. And that's when she takes that news, Lady Araminta, and is like, okay. Sophie, I mean, flash forward to, like, I think Sophie's making her way to leave, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we want to cut through all the Lady Bridgerton, Benedict of it all that involves Sophie.
Oh, wait, no, you talk about it, Dave. I can't remember.
Lady Bridgerton, they're talking early on in the episode about what's going on with Benedict is like, hey, well, you know, talking about a love match. I love Sophie. Lady Bridgerton is like, wait a minute, what? You said you love her? You didn't say you love her. I thought this was just one of your little freaky-deaky flings that you do with these people. So then this starts us down a rabbit hole of we can have the cottage, to which she says, you know, like, oh, maybe she doesn't want to live, you know, as your mistress in the woods. But if you proposed, she'll say yes, because that's a lot more serious. And Lady Bridgerton lays it out really simply. She says, you'd have to give everything up. And Benedict goes, well, I could still come to town. She goes, no, you can't. Because this was something that we talked about, or the show talked about last week with Tony, where he's like, Mom's not going to put up with this. Mom's not going to let you marry somebody and hide in the woods because it'll destroy our family. And Lady Bridgerton lays it out. She goes, you're going to ruin Hyacinth and Eloise's chances. Like, you're going to take
Hyacinth
family
is already
name.
going through it this episode, too.
Yeah.
Where she's like, wait, so John Sterling's dead. My daddy's dead.
Oh,
Does this just happen to all of
Talking
us?
about dead men everywhere. So
like, it gets better, Hyacinth. Okay.
yeah, maybe if your man doesn't die. So but when the point that she's making, as she says this to Benedict, is not don't do this. It's be sure this is the thing that you want to do before you put your family through this, because love matters the most. And they keep going, and there's a moment towards the end, where they're at this Scottish funeral, and Benedict goes, I got to go do something. And Lady Bridgerton goes, I left a treat for you in the cupboard. And it's her mother's engagement ring. So basically these two are talking about they love each other, and maybe there's something that could happen.
She's giving the okay. She's signing off on it.
But Benedict goes home, and we see that he's going to clean his room and get this ring, and he notices something on the floor.
It's Sophie's necklace.
And the thing that I think kills me in this moment is they flash to the scene of them sleeping together, and you just see bust up Sophie with this necklace on, to which I'm saying maybe in that moment be a little distracted.
Yeah.
But if it's all she's got on is this necklace, I might have been like, that looks familiar.
Yeah.
And then he starts rummaging through his pictures, his doodles.
Yeah. He's in the heat of the moment at that time. So I get it if he's having a little bit of a blackout with his memory. He doesn't have that clarity that comes sometimes.
Yep. He did shortly after, though.
But he did afterwards. And so, we start to see him flashing back to the night he met her and that necklace she had around her. And it's like, oh, that's the one. That's her.
She's
got to
out
go run
the
and find her.
door. He goes to her room to pop the question, get down on one knee, and reveal that he knows.
Well, I don't even know. Pop the question. Just say what's going on? Hey, I remember you.
He's got an engagement ring in his pocket that his mom gave him. So I think popping the question is definitely already on the table, and I'm sure finding out that she's the woman he met at that dance is only
makes it even more of a sealing the deal.
But unfortunately, she's not there. But the glove is confirmed.
The glove is there too, which is okay. It has to be her. But unfortunately, Sophie's packing her bags. She's debating whether to.
She's fled at that point. She's gone.
Yeah, and so she's outside the Bridgerton house, and she almost turns around to go in, but then the police stop her, and it's Lady Araminta, and they're saying, where are you going? And the police, who apparently just go arresting people based on what they hear from rich folk, say, hey, you stole some shoe clips. You're coming with us.
And impersonating a royal.
That too.
Which I don't know. She doesn't impersonate anybody. She doesn't have a dance card. She just showed up, snuck into a party, and left.
It would not hold up in court. There's no actual tangible evidence of any of this
That's
stuff.
why this is episode 7, because they know that there's no weight for any of this.
Yeah, you can't find the shoe clips. You can't find the money that she made from that because it's already gone. And then
and it was nothing.
Right. And no one knows that she was at the ball realistically, except for Benedict now. And we don't even know who she was impersonating. So, anyways, Benedict runs out just after they told her away, and he's like, "What? Where is she?" And hell of a cliffhanger. And it really made me want to push play on episode 8, but we had to talk about this episode first, obviously.
Oh yeah.
We blazed through that episode, actually, Dave.
Well, I said it's a downer. There's not all. I mean,
we kind of skimmed over the scene where Lady Bridgerton says, her husband left behind, or Francesca tells her, your husband left behind pieces of him with all your kids and stuff. I don't have that. And Michaela hears that and she cries, and it kind of builds on her feeling for Francesca. Eloise is just Eloise in it. Who, by the way, the actress has a huge back tattoo that they have to put makeup on every episode to cover up. I had no idea about this. Yeah.
That's got to be the easiest makeup job. You just get a paint roller, roll it over.
Pretty much.
Or put her in dresses with backs.
Yeah. But honestly, it really is just a lot of dwelling. And maybe it's because there's no whistle down talk, and it's just like, yeah, there's just a lot of silence and it's talking about how great John Stirling was. We hardly knew you. Mm-hmm. So with that, good at whetting the appetite for Stirling season finale. You know, bringing the tempo down low to ratchet it back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it simple, but stretch it out. I feel like they do a really good job of just like, reminds me of when we watch The Crown. Sometimes it's easy to talk about simple stories, but that doesn't mean that there's not a lot going on. Just because we've talked for half the time as of this moment that we usually do, does not mean this episode is not full of emotion and heart.
Right. So to that end, let's get to the power rankings.
Sure.
At number 3 going down, I got Tony. What a loser. You just bounced unannounced when the family is mourning. And what good did you leave behind, Tony? You didn't even convince Benedict to give up on Sophie. He's going to go pop the question to her. Nice job, Tony. Your stay was for nothing.
All right. Sure. Well, I got Dundas at number 3.
Okay.
What a a-hole. He comes in.
Sure.
He has no goodwill. Like, Benedict puts him in his place. He's like, I don't care. And he totally dissociates from the fact that he's being a monster. And who's to say that the stress of what's going on did not necessarily, like, maybe there would have been a different outcome for Francesca if there wasn't doctors messing around in her immediately this early on in her pregnancy. Like, everything is so fragile in 2026. Imagine what it was like 150 years ago, 200 years ago. Like, it's horrifying and disgusting.
Land.
And it's so invasive. Like, Dundas can kick rocks.
It feels uncomfortable when they're doing it, though.
Yes, it does.
Well, number 2 going down, I got Posey. Man, she gives away the whole gig there. She Sophie was doing okay until she says, "Ma, she's running away." And it's like, come on, Sophie. Why'd you do that? Or not Sophie, Posey. Why'd you do that?
All right. I got Francesca at number 2. She's going through it. Like, this is real tough. It doesn't get worse than grief. And when you're alone in your grief, and the kind of grief that you're like, I don't want to accept people. And it's good that the last bit of the episode she accepts Michaela's party funeral gimmick and lets loose a little bit and smiles and reflects positively. But, like, there's no denying that she's just in the rock bottom of this episode.
Yeah. Well, I got Sophie at number 1 going down.
I mean, who has it worse,
She's locked up. They won't let her out. And, man, she and the fact that even then, like, the second worst fate was going to America, there was no win for Sophie this week, honestly.
No.
So, to that end, Dave, who's going up?
At number 3, I got Benedict.
Sure.
He puts the pieces together. He figures out it's Sophie by the end of the episode. And we kind of glazed over the fact that Francesca keeps saying, like, thank you for having all my affairs in order. Tony's gone. Benedict is doing the right thing. And
stepping up.
He has his mom basically say, like, destroy the family's reputation and go be with the person you love. Like, what better stamp of approval is that?
Yeah. There was something about the color grading in this episode that made everyone's hair pop, and it made, like, his hair look blondish during the funeral. It was like, what is this tint of color in his hair? But yeah, Benedict does cut a good promo on Dundas as well. But unfortunately, I got Dundas at number 3 going up.
Wow.
Because this guy sticks to his guns. He says, "I'm sorry, I know she's going through it, but if there's going to be a succession here, we got a job to do here. I'm Dundas.
Wow.
You know me.
I come in and I do terrible things and I leave."
That's it, and that's all. I just tell you the facts of life. So kudos to Dundas for sticking to his job, I guess.
All right. Well, at number 2 going up, you got her going down. I got Posey. I think she sneaks out on Mom, manages to evade Varley, goes to see Sophie, and unfortunately she lets the cat out of the bag. But we also know for a fact that Lady Penwood, Lady Gunn, is already on to the fact that Sophie's there. So I don't think Sophie is the sole reason that this happens, but I think her interaction with Sophie is so enjoyable and honest, and, like, thank God for you, Posey. Like, thank God that there's good in the world, and it's her.
It is nice to have nice people in your life. Well, number 2 going up, I got Lady Araminta. She gets the information that she needs, and then she puts it into action. Like, it's very cunning the way she's able to manipulate Posey. I mean, Posey's pretty simple, but to get her to give her that information even after, she didn't get it earlier, and then to just act upon it so quick to get Sophie locked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, number 1 going up, I got Michaela.
Really?
Yep. She's the one that's telling Francesca from the beginning, look, we got to do something. And Francesca's like, no, stop, please, don't, no. But Michaela's not like over and over beating her over the head with it. She respects her space. And then when the time is right, she's like, let's do it. And she takes over. She has the reins. And in the stag dance sequence where they're dancing, Francesca's like, thank you, Michaela. Like, Michaela pulls her out of the black hole. And I think that's a very important thing to have happen. Considering Michaela basically lost her brother, like they're cousins, but they talk about how they're best friends. Yeah. Like, Michaela's going through it too, and to be able to help a fellow person out from a dark place is a very noble and thumbs up thing to do. So Michaela's got this week for me.
Well, I'm giving it to Francesca because she really does start out low to start this episode. But by the end of it, she's given that speech about, John Stirling and how much he meant. And she comes around to that party that Michaela says, like, they should have. She ultimately makes that call. And, I don't know, you see her putting the pieces together to rebuild. And so I think it takes some strength after dealing with that death to come out the other side. And I feel like, I don't know, hats off to her for being herself by the end of it, It's tough.
Good for her.
Yeah. So that's this week on Bridgerton. Hopefully we got a crowd-pleasing finale next week.
I have a feeling we will.
Yeah, I got a strong feeling too. Well, until then, Dave, have you been watching anything else?
Not much of importance because Traders is done, so like my weekly current events TV is kind of off the air unless you consider Masked Singer good, but I don't. But I closed a book finally after years of slowly wading through Schitt's Creek. I watched the last episode last week.
How was that?
It's good. It's great. It's a show that like it's kind of taken its place among the millennial comedy greats next to like The Office and Parks and Rec. Is sort of like bingeable, short, enjoyable, and I think I'm not going to say I don't think it's a little overrated by a certain type of fan, but I think it's a really good show. And I think so. We had just gotten to the end of season 6, the last season, I think, and Catherine O'Hara passed away, and it's like I'm in no shape to watch allegedly this like very emotional finale, and we had nothing to watch. Like I said, Traders is done. Like, let's just close the book on Schitt's Creek, and I love that the finale is like 22 minutes long. They don't really like harp on things like The Office. They don't like linger on the emotions. It moves. It's funny. It's sweet, and then it's over. So I know I'm really late to the game on that, but it also means that I can say that I did it. I'm in the club.
You did it. I watched the first 2 seasons, and I liked it. It was really endearing, and everyone says it even gets better as it goes along because it kind of builds its own universe of in-jokes and stuff. But it never felt like a show demanding that I return to it. It was kind of like, yeah, it was nice.
Well, I mean, I'm also not like, we're not bingers of The Office. We don't sit and rewatch Office reruns. If we were those kinds of people, it would be perfect for us. But
the only show I rewatch is The Simpsons. That's the only thing I ever return to. It's just so easy to throw on.
What about you? You been watching anything good?
No.
You were in Florida.
I don't think so. I was in Florida over the weekend. I was walking off the plane and getting punched in the face by 80-plus degree weather. It was hot. We haven't been accustomed to that because we've been talking about it on the podcast. It's been a long winter here. And so, just got to hang out with some friends. My friend Annie just had a baby and got to meet her, and that was a delight. And it was necessary. I wish I was still there a little bit. I just need...
you need that Florida man energy.
I do a little bit. But, back here. I've been actually watching some Oscar movies. I watched Frankenstein last night.
How was it?
And because a lot of people were like kind of like up and down on it, I found it kind of embarrassing for Guillermo del Toro. Like, this is like his passion project he's been talking about for years. And his take on Frankenstein is so basic. Like, Victor was a monster the whole time, and Frankenstein, and the creation is like the more human one. And it's like, yeah, dude, you can't miss that.
They said that like 100 years ago. More.
Yeah. And it's like 2.5 hours, and everything with Oscar Isaac, it feels like it's treading water until it gets to the creation, which you can see, like, that's what Guillermo del Toro is most interested in showing off and telling that story. It just doesn't work. And like, it's beautiful to look at, obviously, although the lighting is quite poor for, I mean, it's got that Netflix kind of like gradation and everything. But I was just like, man, for something you've been so passionate about, this could have been, it should have been more, I feel like.
I get it.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, anyways, going to be watching some more Oscar movies this week as I'm catching up to be ready for the Oscars.
When is that? Sunday?
It is Sunday. I've watched all of them except Sentimental Value and Train Dreams. I'm gonna catch those this week.
There's a lot I gotta catch up on, and I'm not.
But you've seen One Battle After Another, right, Dave?
I've seen One Battle After Another. I've seen Sinners.
There you go. You're set. Like, Secret Agent was really good, but it has some.
Oh, and Marty Supreme. Yeah.
Marty Supreme's fantastic. Yeah, those are literally, I think, the three best. And Secret Agent's very good, but it has this odd pace, and it makes it not the easiest watch just to throw on. I hear great things about Sentimental Value, and I want to get around to that. But good movies this year. It was a good movie year.
Yeah, solid.
You liked F1 too, Dave, but it's nearly 3 hours for no reason.
A movie like that being 3 hours, that's not getting put.
2 hours.
I'm not hitting play. Maybe in a couple weeks when my girlfriend goes to a work conference, I'll watch F1.
It rips. It's really fun. But anyways, though, enough this week. We're pretty short, but
that's fine. Hey,
wasn't that much to say.
We've been running long lately.
Yeah, so let's give this some time back. You know where to find us, lordsgrantham@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Leave us 5-star rating review on Spotify, iTunes. Join our Patreon to get access to our Lords of Grantham Lounge and whatnot. And otherwise, we'll catch you next time on the pod.